everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Quick as a Wink Spotlight Series. My name is Ally, and tonight I'll be taking you behind the scenes of our set of The Music Man and having a little chat with some of the members of our show. Written and composed by Meredith Wilson, The Music Man focuses on the story of Harold Hill, a con man who comes to River City and convinces them to start a band, buy his instruments and uniforms, and then to skip town with the money. The original Broadway production opened in 1957 and ran for 3 years with over 1,300 performances. The production earned 5 Tony Awards, including that for Best Musical, and was later adapted for the big screen in 1962, with a movie that won the Oscar for Best Original Film Score. It has since experienced several revivals on Broadway, as well as a remade movie in 2003 starring Matthew Broderick. Headlining our production of The Music Man and playing the role of Harold Hill, we have Justin Brown. This is Justin's second Quick as a Wink performance, after his debut with Quick as a Wink in our production of Grease as the teen angel. Our female lead, Marion, is played by Becca Guilderson. Becca has been in several Quick as a Wink productions in the past, including recently in Into the Woods as the baker's wife, and in Grease as Frenchie. Justin and Becca are joined on stage by a huge cast of talented people that you can see when the show opens on June 2nd. Let's go check out the theater now. Let's step inside the theater and take a sneak peek at the set. Welcome to the Fountain Performing Arts Center, where in recent years Quick as a Wink has held all of its upcoming productions. Currently, we're using this space to gear up for our production of The Music Man. Welcome to the stage. As you can see, our set is still currently under construction, but everything's coming together really nicely. Ooh, it's looking really good, guys. I can't wait for you to come and see it. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have a chat with some of our cast members. Welcome back. I'm here with Becca, Marc, and Justin from the cast of The Music Man, and we're going to ask them some questions. Could we maybe just go down the line here, say who you are, who you're playing, and a little bit about yourself?
My name is Marc. I'm playing Marcellus. I got into acting about 4 years ago, and I'm really happy to be here right now.
We're happy to be here.
Welcome. My name is Becca. I'm playing Marion in The Music Man, and I teach voice and piano. That's me.
Well, this story began about 30 years ago. Just kidding. I'm Justin, and I'm playing Harold. And, you know, it's pretty much a continuation of who I am. The traveling salesman part might not be accurate because I don't travel, but I do try to sell. So, what was the question?
Tell us your name and about yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's me.
Awesome. So how and when did you guys first become involved with Quick as a Wink?
This is my first production with Quick as a Wink Theatre, and I got involved because of our lovely director, Thea. She went, "Hey, do you want to be in a show?" And I went, "Yeah, okay." And that's pretty much it. I've been in about 4 shows with Thea so far in some way or another, and I enjoy working with her, so that's how that happened.
So I got involved. I did Into the Woods a couple last year. I don't know how long ago that happened. Sorry, that was horrifying. And if you come to the show, I won't laugh like that. Maybe one time. And then I did Grease, and I knew Thea, and she asked me to do some of the choreography, and then asked me if I wanted to be in the show. And I was like, I'll be in the show. It sounds fun.
It's you every time.
No, you destroy everything you touch.
Microphone check.
mic for the show.
Check, check.
Here.
Check.
Is this one working now? No,
Check.
neither are working.
Check.
Can you please put that in? Justin ruins everything.
Well, it seems. This is amazing. Is that pathetic fallacy? Is it?
I don't know.
When it rains, it pours. When it rains, it means. I began with Quick as a Wink approximately 6 months ago with Grease.
Yes.
I knew the director, and he was looking for something. I was looking for a very minimal commitment, and I studied music at Acadia some almost eons ago, back in 2005, and haven't done much since. Did the family thing, and then did Grease, and saw the Music Man, auditioned for the Music Man with my little 9-year-old, who is playing Winthrop. So this is my second time on the stage with Quick as a Wink.
It's back? Woohoo!
This one too. Oh.
Oh.
It's not me, it's the tech department.
Whoa.
No, I think it's still your energy. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch.
Let's wait until you get this again.
All right.
Do you want me to do that all again into the microphone?
We are gens.
What would you guys consider to be your favorite theater memory, or the one that you're most proud of?
As it pertains to Quick as a Wink or in general?
Just in general. Could be Quick as a Wink. We would like that.
Well,
If it's the truth.
so far with this show, it's mostly when all the group numbers just seem to happen to work. It's happening more and more lately, and I'm really enjoying it because then Thea's really happy, and the number one rule of their show is make Thea happy.
So, I have a real habit of hurting myself when I do shows. Probably shouldn't advertise that. Everyone's gonna be like, let's cast her. She injures herself all the time.
Very professional.
Very professional. So I was doing Anything Goes, my grade 12 musical, and we were doing the big opening number of the second act, Blow Gabriel Blow, and it's a rousing, gospel-y number, and I, 30 seconds into the number, leant over to do a move, and I was like, man, my dress feels real loose now. The whole zipper had split, and I had, not thought to wear bloomers or anything, so I was in bright turquoise and orange underwear. And they were super visible, and we did the whole 5-minute scene with my dress ripped open because I refused to get off the stage.
Because the show must go on.
Professionalism.
Well, at least you didn't hurt yourself.
I think this is from the person that does her own alterations, so that could have been faulty alterations, perhaps. I'll just reference Grease. Every show I would do something slightly different, and probably the most memorable one was I came out singing The Teen Angel and giving advice to Frenchie, which happened to be Becca, and on my way out on my final little ditty, I threw in a line and I said, "Go back to high school," but stamped my foot and I said, "But don't go and get pregnant." And it was good advice at the time for Frenchie because she was going back to high school, and in those times, promiscuity is, it was a problem. And
You're cut off.
All right, moving on from that. In you guys' opinion, what is the best thing about live theater?
The thing I like about live theater is that no two performances are exactly the same. I mean, you strive to provide the same message,
Improv.
but you have to keep that to a minimum.
Yeah, the two of you.
I know my lines.
All right.
But yeah, it's that no two shows are exactly the same. And I've done a show where my wife, she came and she saw it 6 times. And she's like, it was different every time. There was something else that you're able to notice. So that's one of the things I like most about live theater.
For sure.
It's the energy, just totally different than watching a movie, or even watching live theater recorded. It's totally different just actually being there and being able to watch it.
15 seconds.
Yeah, I would say the energy as well, and especially when you get on stage with a good group of people that can kind of build on one another and anticipate and react. It really, and it creates differences, which is nice. Flows.
Awesome. So when you guys aren't on stage, what are some of your other hobbies and interests? What do you do in your spare time?
One of the things I've more recently gotten into is photography, and I've been actually interviewing someone from our cast every week, and I've been releasing a little, kind of like a snapshot kind of thing of, this is who they are and how they're involved with the show and that kind of thing. But outside of just the interview things, I've been taking up my photography more and more, and so that's what I've been getting into.
So my free time, I produce theater with my own company. I just advertise that guy. Side by Side Productions in Halifax, because I live in the city and I travel up here to hang out with these guys.
But
What?
does that
Are you-
count as free time? They're going to cut that out?
No, it's free time. Don't cut that out. I also sometimes crochet blankets, and I like to be warm. Okay.
There you go.
That's a diverse skill set.
It's a whole different skill.
Yeah, Becca is young but very old. She's an old soul. I really enjoy golf. I do a lot of golf in the summer. I like spending time on the water, getting burnt to a crisp using SPF 60. It's important, people. Zinc oxide. And I spend a lot of my time parenting 3 little children, which consumes me. And yeah, that's it.
Tell us a little about your character in The Music Man. Without any spoilers, please. We don't want to give everything away. But a little about them and what you like best about playing them.
I play Marcellus, and his backstory is a bit that he used to work with Harold. Harold was kind of the brains of the outfit, and Marcellus took direction well. And the thing I liked about him was in the description, it said he's a roundish man. And I thought, thank you, Thea. I'm glad you thought of me for the role.
Not fully round.
Roundish.
Ish.
It said ish,
Ish.
but still. Glad I was thought of.
Shit poopy.
You were one.
So Marion is the librarian in town. She's also the piano teacher, so a lady of many talents like myself. And I felt like you for a minute. That just hurt me inside.
You're welcome.
Nope, bring it back. She's an educated woman at the time, which is different. So I do love that about her. But because of that, she is alone. And that's not really how ladies did things at the time, so she's a bit of an odd duck in that sense, and the other ladies don't really love her all the time or ever. So she really doesn't like Harold when he first comes to town either, so that's a pretty good thing to mention, I guess. I like that about her.
But she's very lovable.
Yes, I'm sure.
So Harold would be the con artist salesman who ends up in Iowa, not because he necessarily wants to or chooses to, but because of a series of uncertain events on a train. But the one thing I really like about the character is he's redeemable in the end, I think. And though he doesn't know what he's doing, though he doesn't know, he's not licensed to sell what he's selling or certified to do what he's doing. At the end of the day, the heart behind what he's doing is authentic, and that actually is redeemed in the end, which is probably my favorite part of the whole thing. So, although he is shameless flirt, which I also like that part of it.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to us. We look forward to seeing you guys when the show opens on June 2nd. And break a leg, everybody.